So it's Arospec Awareness Week, and I've been on 2 dates this week despite being an Aro Ace person myself, and I thought, you know, that's a fun, interesting thing I should probably tell the internet about. If you don't know me, my name is Artemis, and I make all sorts of videos about life and art through the lens of my lived experience as an aspec, non-binary, neurodivergent, and biracial person. I'm also a professional performing artist and writer, so if you're interested in any of those things, feel free to hit subscribe, and I'll see you at the next video. But for now, we're talking about being Aro Ace and dating, which is a very fun, sort of interesting, unique circumstance that I find myself in. This is the second time I've tried online dating specifically. I did back in 2014. I joined OkCupid, and it took one person asking me for my address so that they could buy me a pizza for me to completely freak out, delete the thing, and convince myself that I would never, ever, ever do this again. And yet, here I am in 2022. I downloaded Hinge, I'm doing the thing. So why? Why would I do that? Because I think that's the first question people have when I tell them I'm dating. It's strange because I've been such an open figure in the aspec community for quite some time now. I started making YouTube videos about this in 2016, not on this channel. You'll have to hunt. I'm not telling you where to find them because they're garbage. I guess my reasons for doing this, at least now in 2022, I don't know what I was thinking back in 2014. That's like 8 years ago. I was a completely different person then. Well, not completely, but quite different. Things have changed in 8 years. But I guess right now, we've been going through, we still are going through a global pandemic. We've experienced 6 lockdowns, some of them considered the harshest in the world. It's been quite some time since I've had a few kinds of connections. The first being like connections with people I already know and love. Like I've missed so many people, and I've been filling my time with, you know, reconnecting with people, but also new connections. The connections I get, you know, rocking up to a new place and having an incidental conversation with someone. And whilst those interactions are very scary for someone like me with social anxiety, I think they're actually quite important to a part of my brain, a part of my, I don't know, I want to say soul, but that feels too metaphysical. But you know what I mean? That there's something in me that's been craving those kinds of new connections. And the other thing that I think people don't take into account when thinking about aspec people, Aro people, ace people, is that there are other kinds of attraction. And I very much do feel aesthetic attraction for people all the time. I find someone and I'm like, oh gosh, darn it, you are gorgeous. There are people that I meet and I instantly like, oh, I want to crawl into your brain. I want to spend as much time with you as possible. And that doesn't need to be romantic or sexual for that to still be very powerful, very real, very important. I'm sick of us as a society undervaluing any non-romantic, non-sexual relationships. It devalues so much of the human experience, not just for aspecs, but for everyone, because those kinds of relationships aren't the only kinds of relationships we need. We need all sorts of different kinds of interactions with people to fill our buckets, as it were. Proverbial buckets. Gosh. I've been using Hinge because it's the only one I know of with good options for non-binary people. If you know of others, please let me know. Like, yeah, usually you have to misgender yourself at least a little bit, and that's not fun. It's not fun. These developers need to do better. Do better, yeah. Generally speaking, I've had a pretty good experience with that app. I think a lot of people aren't actually reading the stuff I'm putting up as much as I'd hope they are, so I've learnt a few things. Actually, I'll share what I've learnt, because I think some people will want me to give advice, and I don't super feel qualified to give advice, but I have had a few things from my experience that I think, you know, sharing might benefit others. So one of which is, yeah, to be very forward with your boundaries, with your expectations, to be clear what kind of connection you're seeking, because, yeah, even if you put it in your profile, folks might not read that, and it's worth to have those conversations to be like, look, I might not be attracted to you in these ways, but I am in these ways, or I'm interested in you because of this, or look, I really don't vibe this one particular thing that you might assume that this kind of interaction means I'm automatically on board for. Like, it's just worth being clear. And the other thing I've learned is not to expect sparks, right? Because I think we're conditioned by our media, by the amatonormative society we're in, that when you meet someone, you've got to feel this like very special electric feeling. And honestly, I think that's overcomplicating things. That's putting way too much pressure on both yourself and the other person you're interacting with. I think it's usually far better to just expect yourself to enjoy the moment and think, okay, did I, when I met this person, did I have a good time? Or did I feel a little obligated to stay there? Or did I feel awkward? Or was I super excited to see this person again? Like, all of those questions are worth asking yourself. And I think that's what the benchmark should be, rather than this hypothetical feeling that you're expecting yourself to feel, or maybe society is expecting you to feel, or you're expecting yourself to feel because you think society expects it of you. Like, just let that go. Just let that go and actually have an interaction with the person you're sitting across from and work out if you'd want to have another one. I think that's all it needs to be. That's what I'm telling myself. Hopefully that piece of information helps others. I'm still pretty new to this, and I'm sure I'm going to learn a whole lot more. So if you've had any insights from doing this same thing, please let me know. I'm very, very curious. And yeah, if you want me to do a tips video, I'll see if I can collaborate with some other A-specs on here, because I think if we're actually doing proper tips, it needs to be curated through more than one perspective. Let me know if that's a thing that interests you. And in the meantime, if you're interested in seeing the next thing that I make, hit a subscribe, hang around, tell your friends if you like this video. There are a bunch of others where I have my thoughts far more collected than this. I'd love for you to watch them. And if you're interested in the other kinds of things I make outside of YouTube, maybe come and join my Patreon, where I go through my monthly creative process. It includes videos like this, but also the other things I do. This month has been wild. I've, released an online show. I've been in a TV writer's room. I'm going to be in a busking program next week. So yeah, lots of fun talking to do. Come and hang out with all these fun people who support me. Anyhow, farewell for now.